Hi everyone, this is Suzumoshi and welcome to another video. So I actually wanted to record this yesterday, but I was flipping tired. I was tired from work and I just postponed it. Today, however, I have given myself time to do it. This is messed up. This is really messed up. So I'm taking it that you know what I'm talking about based on the screenshot of this video and also the title of this video. So someone in one of our WhatsApp groups sent me this link that was actually talking about Lil Nas X or LNX, Lil Nas, the artist known for to the old time road I wanna ride till I can't no more, featuring Billy Ray Cyrus. So I was honestly disturbed and just touched. So for those of you who are not from where I am, touched is just slang to say I was hurt. It really affected me. I was touched when I saw Lil Nas doing the stuff that he's doing. So guys, honestly, Kanye West warned us about this. Kanye warned us about this. Kanye West warned us about this. So listen, just a disclaimer from the beginning. I am gonna take this from a spiritual faith point of view, because even if you are not a person who may necessarily say I adhere to a certain faith or whatever spirituality, you kind of have to look at this and be like, yeah, but I think something's going on. So Lil Nas, the rapper or hip-hop artist known for Old Time Road, again, forgive me because I think I'm butchering the name. I don't think it's the proper name. He has come out with a shoe that is apparently called Satan shoe. I saw this on, well, again, as I mentioned, I saw this in a group on WhatsApp, and I just read about it this morning as I was going to work. I just tuned on the news. It was actually also on BBC News. Apparently Nike is suing because what he did, he took a pair of Nike shoes and then he rebranded them. I don't think that in itself is wrong, but if you rebrand and you're gonna ascribe something very negative to a certain brand, that can ruin the image of the whole brand.
Rapper Lil Nas X had a hell of a weekend, releasing a limited line of 666 Satan shoes, custom Nike sneakers that have a drop of human blood in them. Nike now suing Mischief Product Studio for copyright infringement over those sneakers. NBCNews.com reporter Doa Madani joins me now. Doa, my first thought this weekend was, wow, a Satan shoe, that is pretty bold even for Nike. But now the company's saying in a statement it had nothing to do with the shoes, and Nike's suing for copyright infringement.
Yeah, so as you can see, the shoes are, they've got a pentagram on top. They've got a reference to Luke 10:18, which is a Bible verse about the Satan falling from heaven. And it's got blood in its sole. It's red ink mixed with a drop of human blood. Mischief confirmed to me that it's actually blood from their own team yesterday. And it was announced over Palm Sunday weekend. This is a really holy week for many people across the world. So it is something that people are kind of in an uproar about. They're pretty upset about it.
So he took a Nike shoe and then he put the pendant known with or affiliated with satanic stuff. And then in this shoe, it does have a drop of human blood. And then it has 6 things, and 6 things. Basically, it adds up to 666. How? I'm not quite sure. This kid is 19, by the way. Now, the reason I say Kanye West warned you about this, and the reason I gave you that disclaimer from the beginning, is because this is a spiritual thing. If you look at Lil Nas, he has a cross right on his ear. His earring is a cross. I don't know if it's on both ears, but definitely one of the ears. I'm sure the left ear has it. He has a cross. So generally, the cross is upright. It's not upside down. So generally that it's as though that symbolizes that maybe he's a Christian or he grew up in the faith. I know many people also just wear the cross as jewelry, right? But even in that, even though many people may just put it as jewelry, usually they'll make a statement about, God is everything or whatever. So with him having the earrings, I'm assuming, it's an assumption, I'm assuming that maybe he is saying he was maybe brought up under the Christian faith, or it has influenced his life in some way, shape, or form. So what's the problem? The problem is he came out with shoes that are blatantly and just straightforward satanic. Not only that, his latest music video. Now, guys, especially for those of you who share my faith, I do not suggest that you go and watch that music video. I saw a bit of it because I was actually looking at his video where he claimed to be apologizing for the Nike shoes. It wasn't an apology. It's more or less an ad for his music video. So it has clips of the music video. And then in that video, down in the description, he's like, okay, this is the real apology. It's not. It's just the full music video. It's a link to the music video. The song's called Montero, and when you watch that video, you just don't feel 100%. You feel like something is just wrong. Like you feel it in your spirit that this is just demonic and it's influenced by the dark. It is just wrong. And this is where it's painful. The reason I'm saying Kanye West was correct is because Kanye West, in his latest rendition of his song Can't Tell Me Nothing, he talks about the music industry. He talks about how Satan has taken people and made them focus on one thing. People who are talented, people who are skillful, people whom we look up to. He has more or less blinded them. They are chasing statues. They are chasing fame. I mean, I honestly love that song. I honestly like that song. And when you listen to it, it's just this clean song without vulgar, without anything that's suggestive or explicit in any way, shape, or form. A beautiful blend of hip hop and Western and country music. It was just beautiful. And then 1 2 1 2 flip. The guy's doing stuff that's like, hey. So that's what I'm saying. It's just painful because this happens a lot in this industry, right? You can remember, many of us can relate with people such as Miley Cyrus, right? If you watch Hannah Montana, you just look at this young, beautiful, pure-hearted Caucasian young girl. And then as there is this pressure to become big in Hollywood and stuff, the music she started making and the decisions she made raised eyebrows, right? Look at guys such as Justin Bieber, young Caucasian kid, clean music, and then as time goes by, you notice that switch and you're like, what went wrong? And kudos to him. You have seen that he has had that endeavor. He has had that challenge, or what's the right word? It's like there was an introspection that he made, and he has made an endeavor to go back to his roots, to make clean music, It's very painful to see, especially because Lil Nas is a 19-year-old kid. Now, I think something that we don't realize about this industry is that kids are forced to literally grow up so fast because you're just a kid, you're in your teens, and then you make millions, right? It's not like someone who is in the late 20s or the 30s. They have had time to mature, to understand the world, to perceive things, and then acquire that wealth. And acquire that wealth in a state of maturity where they're able to make better decisions. No, these are kids who literally became known and famous. Some were under the spotlight from a young age, so they don't know what it's like to have a normal life. All they know is this: cameras, lights. That's normal for them. And so naturally, if this is normal, you have to do something that makes you stand out even more. So for those who don't come from the limelight like Lil Nas, right? 10 years ago, we didn't really know who the kid was. So that sudden burst, and then there's no grooming process to say, hey, look, you're making it, people like you, this is how you should conduct yourself and carry yourself, right? There's no that. And so you see that they become vulnerable and they become victims to this life of fame because they're not yet at an age where they're able to take all of it in. It's painful because when you look at it also from a spiritual point of view, it's like you see what's happening, but then it's hard to explain it to people because not everyone adheres to your faith. Kanye West, let me just snip Kanye West. Listen to this.
No, I'm saying, I'll be in the studio, people will come to me like, man, you better not do this. And then they'll play songs and so like, I was with this girl, I did this girl, all that type of, basically saying like, look, if you follow God, you finna fall off. That Jesus King, number 1, 3 weeks, that Jesus born. But not just that, finding that peace inside you, not just the numbers. God using us to show off, to show God is better than the devil. The devil took all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood, moved us all out to New York, chasing gold statues. Literally signing a contract and selling our souls. They got contracts out there that say you can't say Jesus. When we was working on this album, people used to be coming over the studio just to say Jesus as loud as they wanted to. You can say Jesus in your studio. You see, I'm like one of them. I'm like a 19-star Michelin chef. The way I cook up, you know what I'm saying? But if the devil had you serving 8 restaurants at one time, it might drive you crazy. And one of the restaurants could be your own ego. One of the restaurants could be public opinion. One of the restaurants could be legacy. One of the restaurants could be fame. One of the restaurants could be money. But it's only one restaurant we serving for tonight. And I said tonight because I be in the future sometimes. Amen. And that's God's restaurant. Where everybody coming in service to God. And he bringing it back 10-fold, 100-fold, a millionfold. Blessings untold. Blessings harder than gold, stronger than a gold. I return my soul to the one that told me, the one that owns me, the ones that showed me. And that's what God showed me. The devil controlled me, but he can't hold me. Because God controlled me. And life has shown me that God is the only, the real, not the phony. The phony will clone me. Just watch how they cloned me. And look at me, show me. I'm here with my homies. I'm here with my families. I don't need a Grammy. I'm back in the building. I'm here with my children. They know it's a feeling. You know it's a feeling. You know it's a feeling. Yeah, that's that feeling. Yeah, that's that feeling. Yeah, that's that feeling. From my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
So that was Kanye West in his latest song. As you know, Kanye came up with a new album, the one that broke the internet, an album that's about his faith, an album that was just about praising God, an album that shows you the side of Kanye that has been trapped in for a while. Because Kanye West also went through his own phase, and I think he goes through it a lot, right? So he was making music in which he acknowledges God, like, can't tell me nothing. I know that Jesus died for us, but I couldn't tell you who the side was. There was that acknowledgement of faith of God. I know that Jesus died for us, but I couldn't tell you who the side was. There was that acknowledgement of faith of God, Adam and Eve. But if the devil were Prada, Adam, Eve were another, I'm in between, but way more fresher. There was that acknowledgement of the Bible, even though it was music that now and then was explicit. But you could tell that there was this fight within him, such that things went crazy and he started making things called Jesus, and it was like a mockery of Christ. But then it's like you could tell that there has been a spiritual war within him, and finally he made an album that's like, you know what, this is God. And this is a trend that's in Hollywood, and people don't talk about it because I think with some people it's tricky, because if you fight against that, as Kanye West himself said, that there's this endeavor, there are some contracts where you cannot even acknowledge Jesus, have nothing to do with God. Do you want to do your 8 to 5? Because some people, that entertainment business, that life is that 8 to 5. It's not easy for them to stand on a platform and say Jesus is Lord, because who knows? No more Hollywood, no more film, no more acting. Suddenly, no one wants to sign you. They become ostracized, So it's like everything to do with God is being silenced. It's very painful, because there is this war on these young souls, on these talented souls, and who really is there to help mentor these kids? Who really is there to help guide them and show them what's really happening? I just want to give you an analogy. Again, remember from the beginning, I made a disclaimer that this is faith related. So I know for some of you, it's for some of you, it's like, keep on. Look, someone gave an analogy. So I want to give you this analogy. If you were playing chess and you could knock out one piece, who would you go for? Are you going to go for a pawn, or are you going to go for the queen? That's exactly how it is with spiritual warfare. There are some people whom God has a great mission and assignment for on this earth. They are supposed to be great for him, and therefore he has given them a gift. Because they are influential, it makes more sense for the enemy to target them, because if the enemy targets a nobody, that nobody cannot influence people, because that nobody, quote unquote, is a nobody. However, if you're gonna target someone who's influential, because they are influential, if they stand on a podium, on a platform, and say, let's advocate for same-sex marriage, I'm just giving examples, or let's advocate for abortion, because of who they are, that message is carried out further. Look at this guy, Lil Nas. He's just a kid, but what happened? He came out, you see? So you see him in music videos doing things that are crazy. You see him talking about releasing shoes with a drop of blood. And when you look at him, and you look at him in the old song that he made, the song that we all fell in love with, you see two completely different people, right? If Lil Nas was not this person, if that song didn't blow up and he was just a regular kid, do you think all those things would have happened? Some can argue yeah, some can argue not really. But suddenly, because of this fame, suddenly because of all of this, suddenly we see these weird things coming up. There's also stuff to say on Beyonce, but I'm not even going to touch on that, right? I'm not even going to touch on that, because some of you are going to be like, really? You're going to say that about Beyonce? Like, bruh. So I'm not even going to say that. It's sad and it's very painful, guys. It's sad and it's painful. And these are guys, these are people, these are kids who have a gift in them. These are kids who have a great assignment to become great for God's glory. But the enemy, as usual, seeks to steal that light and use it for his own. Rather, he wants to dim that light and manifest his darkness. So it's painful, guys. Again, I wouldn't really advise you guys to watch the video. Like, this is a legit thing. I wouldn't suggest that you watch the video, but it's what it is, guys. I didn't even prepare for this video. I just wanted to shoot straight into it. So forgive me if my points were all over the place. It's just that it's crazy. It's crazy. Poof. Anyway, guys, just share your thoughts, whatever you guys think, and down in the description below. Thanks for watching. Really, thanks for watching. This is Jumoshi. I'm out.